each day, I'm going to go through 5, not even frequently asked questions really, just frequently received unwanted comments about my disability, and I'm going to run through them so I can just chuck this video at people in the future because I'm tired. 1. Why do you need a wheelchair if you can walk? As a part-time wheelchair user, this is a common one. People are very confused whenever they see me stand up out of my wheelchair or when they've first met me on a chair day and run into me walking my dog using a cane. I don't really blame people for the confusion because a lot of people just don't encounter a lot of information about disabled people in their day-to-day lives, and God knows we're hardly ever taught about in schools. But what I can blame people for is the tone they take with this question. There is quite the difference between polite confusion and hostile suspicion, and if you decide to go with the latter, I will ignore you. I don't need to spend my energy educating someone who's antagonizing me over the nature of my existence. Polite confusion, on the other hand, that one's easy. I have a chronic condition, the severity of which fluctuates from day to day, which is why for some things I use my chair, while for others I just grab my crutches or a cane, and why you'll sometimes see me in my backyard playing with my dog with no mobility aids in sight. 2. Are you sure you can't be fixed? Sometimes also worded along the lines of, there's not some surgery they can do or anything. Well, first off, that's none of your fucking business and you should not be asking someone that, especially if you've only just met them. Asking anyone about their medical history unprompted is a pretty big social faux pas, and it doesn't stop being a big social faux pas just because you're talking to a disabled person. This is also gonna kill the conversation real quick, because more often than not, the answer is no. Pretty much every time anyone has asked me any version of this question, the conversation has died a very sad, awkward death as soon as I answer that, nah, I'm just like this, because the person who asked doesn't know where to go from there, and I don't want to talk to them anymore because they pretty much just told me that there's something intrinsic about me that I can't change, that they see as tragic or in need of reparation, and I just don't want to spend my energy talking to that person anymore. 3. It's so sad to see you resign to life in a wheelchair at such a young age. Stop. Just stop it. My wheelchair gives me so much more freedom than I had before I got it. It's actually amazing and I love it so much, and I won't hear you slander it. Thank you. Without it, I couldn't have long days out and about. Without it, archery would be significantly harder for me. Without it, there would be days when I would be bedridden because my knees hurt too much to move. I need it, it helps me, it makes my life better. I'm not resigned to anything. 4. I feel so sorry for you. Or, its several steps more awful cousin, I'd just kill myself if I were you. Like, thanks. I don't know why you think I needed to know you think my life is inherently pitiful and or not worth living. I don't know what either of us gained from this interaction. I just feel worse, honestly, and I certainly hope you don't feel better for having told me that, 'cause that'd be a bit fucked up of you. Really just not a productive comment, ever, so maybe keep it to yourself. Thank you. And finally, 5. You're faking for attention. This is a common one. Most every disabled person has gotten it, or some version of it, at some point in their lives. People constantly want to know how to spot the fakers, and bring up worries about people faking disabilities for benefits, and it's exhausting. I got this most when my disability first started to emerge, because I was a seemingly, mostly, healthy 10-year-old who just suddenly started falling over at inopportune times, and that just didn't jive with some people's worldview. But, of course, as it turned out, I wasn't faking, and my joints only got progressively worse from there until my knees started luxating when I was 12, And I still sometimes just can't move. I don't fall over anymore because I can pretty much feel when such an episode is coming on, but yeah, not faking it. Disabled people don't have to justify our existence. We don't have to go into our diagnostic history, we don't have to tell you anything other than what we need accessibility-wise. Accusing someone of faking is never a productive use of your time, because the actual number of people who would fake a disability is so absolutely minuscule, and there are so many real disabled people in the world who need your respect and empathy, but most of all just want to be treated with basic dignity. Just want to exist without getting a 3rd degree whenever they go anywhere. And maybe I'm just screaming all of this into the void, but then again, maybe someone will hear me and actually listen. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, consider liking it and maybe subscribing. I will be back here Thursday after next. Bye!